Right now at 10, Wisconsin's governor visits Eau Claire as the area prepares for hospital closures later this week.
And La Crosse's school board continues discussing their proposed consolidation referendum.
Plus, a community group considers new plans for La Crosse's closed South Library.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. A La Crosse man accused of stabbing a man to death is back in court today. 50-year-old Brian Smith is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. According to the criminal complaint, Smith called 911 and admitted to stabbing Timothy Salas when he was, quote, blackout drunk. At his preliminary hearing today, 2 officers testified. One of the officers testified that the autopsy shows Salas was stabbed 44 times. The court commissioner presiding over the hearing found probable cause that a felony was committed, so Smith's case will proceed. Smith is currently in custody on a $500,000 cash bond.
The man accused of murdering Madeline Kingsbury is back in court tomorrow. 30-year-old Adam Fravel will appear in Winona County Court for a 2-day hearing. He's currently fighting to move his trial out of the county. Attorneys for Fravel have argued that heavy media coverage on the case will prevent him from getting a fair trial. He faces 2 counts of first-degree homicide for the death of Kingsbury, his ex-girlfriend. The 26-year-old went missing last March after dropping the kids she shared with Fravel off at daycare. Her body was found a little over 2 months later near the town of Mabel, south of Winona.
The city of La Crosse is joining the list of municipalities activating burn bans. According to a release by the La Crosse Fire Department, the city of La Crosse and town of Madary are now under burn bans. The Wisconsin DNR says fire danger for La Crosse County is very high. The city's burn ban includes the use of charcoal grills or recreational fire pits. Other municipalities currently under burn bans include the towns of Shelby, Greenfield, Hamilton, and Barry, the village of West Salem, and the city and town of Onalaska. Vernon County is also under a burn ban.
We got a little preview of our main man, Greg Barnhart, over there.
Sure did.
Dry conditions are continuing and a mild one tomorrow, Greg.
Yeah, our temperatures will come up. Actually, they've been fairly steady this evening, although we were fairly chilly today. They're still remaining in the 30s because the winds have turned around to the southwest and maintained about 10 to 15 miles per hour this evening because we do have a system approaching. So that's going to keep the temperatures a little bit warmer overnight than we've had recently. But there we go. Get that button going. And we're having a little technical difficulties here. We're going to hold on one second. We're going to look at the temperatures going on for tomorrow. It is going to be the wind is going to be the story as they do become a little bit stronger. Here we go. It's going to be coming up there. And then we're still having issues just about coming up. There we go. Finally. We're going to have right now the current high temperatures. We're going to skip ahead to that because we do have the front coming through. So we'll time out the cloud cover going through here. That's going to be the main story as you come through the morning hours. There's going to be temperatures staying in the 30s overnight, but the winds will start picking up overall throughout the morning, and then for the rest of the day is really going to be the story of what we're going to see going on. So later on, we'll kind of time out what those winds look like, and then we'll also look at the rain that'll be coming actually later. Excuse me, not rain. I keep saying rain. Snow coming later as we get closer to Thursday and then into early Friday that we're looking at Thursday night into Friday. So we'll time that out along with what the weekend looks like, which once again coming up, we're going to have another wet period too. So we'll fix those issues and get back to you.
Okay, fix them.
All right, the La Crosse School Board has agreed to a referendum plan that asks voters to approve a consolidation of Emerson and Spence Elementary and State Road and Hinchin Elementary. The board's been set on consolidating Emerson and Spence into a new building at the Hogan site for several weeks now. Tonight's meeting was about potentially adding another item to the referendum language this November. As we've previously reported, consolidating Emerson and Spence does not fully solve the district's operational budget deficit. The board is adding language that would ask voters to approve in addition to State Roads buildings that would include a new gym and 8 new classrooms. Hinchin would ultimately be consolidating, and those students would head to State Road with those new additions. Board members discussed writing these tonight as 2 separate referendum questions, but the majority ultimately agreed to do it all as one.
The community knows that we cannot hold on to all the buildings that we have. We just can't.
I would rather ask the community one question, move forward with this answer, and proceed forward together rather than to do one question and then, oh, by the way,
Initial data says the net property tax impact in the district would be $44 for every $100,000 of property value. Board members also say if this referendum passes, the district would be done with consolidating schools at all 3 levels of education.
Plans for the future of the South Community Library property are still up in the air. The Holy Trinity Longfellow Neighborhood Association gathered tonight to discuss potential redevelopment ideas for the property. The South Community Library closed its doors for good on December 1st. The Economic and Community Development Commission is now accepting proposals for the property. They are stipulating that all ideas must generate tax revenue. The deadline for those proposals are April 17th. A volunteer of HTLNA says meetings like these are important for making big community decisions.
We want to just be able to talk before there's a vote on ultimately what happens to this property. That's really important. It's always been sort of the anchor of our neighborhood.
The HTLNA meets every 3rd Monday of the month at 6 p.m. at Faith United Methodist Church. Well, back in February, the Iowa Department of Public Safety temporarily closed the Black Hawk Bridge between DeSoto, Wisconsin and Lansing, Iowa to stabilize 2 piers. Since then, travel has become difficult for those who live in the area. Today, a new service is bridging the gap between both states. News 8 Now's Jeremy Walsh shows us the water taxi.
Residents in DeSoto tell me getting to and from Iowa has been tough. They say the closure of the Black Hawk Bridge has increased travel times. They're hoping the water taxi will bring relief. It's an old-fashioned technology that's bringing relief to residents facing a modern problem. A water taxi making multiple trips per day across the Mississippi. Thomas Thor is among the first to give it a try.
Hopefully we can get across and get our groceries and stuff, whatever we need, and get back over again.
Robert Vavra is one of the captains. For 18 years, he's operated his taxi across the Mississippi between Marquette and Prairie du Chien. He says he's moved his operation north to help folks landlocked by the out-of-service bridge.
There isn't any of these boats left, and especially one that get under that bridge, shallow drafting enough to get into the backwaters, but still has 49 passengers available. This is a United States Coast Guard passenger vessel.
Vavra says the water taxi is more critical for people in Wisconsin than Iowa.
For a lot of the people on the Wisconsin side, there isn't a supermarket for a long ways.
Not to everyone is boarding the water taxi yet. Lynn David plans to wait a while.
Well, it's a little chilly to be out there, and I want to, see how things go.
Money for the service comes from the Federal Highway Administration Emergency Repair Program. Rides are free and will continue until repairs are complete. The water taxi will run 7 days a week from 7 to 11 a.m., 11 to 1 p.m., and 3 to 6 p.m. The captain tells me he plans to take people back and forth until the Black Hawk Bridge reopens. On the river, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now.
Okay, now to access the water taxi, you'll need to take a shuttle to the Lansing Marina or Big Slough Landing. The shuttle will go to and from Lansing City Hall and Key High School. It will also run to and from the DeSoto Community Center.
4 days. That's how long until 2 hospitals in the Chippewa Valley close. Sacred Heart Hospital and St. Joseph's Hospital are set to close Friday. Governor Evers visiting Eau Claire today to urge the Republican-controlled Joint Finance Committee to release $15 million in crisis funds to the area. Last month, the legislature approved the funds, but specified the money needed to go toward helping emergency departments in the Chippewa Valley. Evers used his line item veto to add flexibility into the bill, making it so other health services like OBGYN care or inpatient psychiatry services could also access that money. Funds are now sitting in the committee as Republicans are holding them back to be used for just emergency room services. At today's press conference, Evers called on that committee to release the money.
Enough is enough, folks. It's time to act. There's not one good reason resources designed to respond to this crisis should be sitting in Madison today.
Evers also called on the state to expand Medicaid coverage, saying accepting the funds would help keep the state's hospitals open.
In-person absentee voting begins tomorrow in Wisconsin. The presidential primaries for both the Republican and Democratic nominee will be on the ballot, although both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump have secured enough delegates to be their party's nominee. Statewide, voters will decide on 2 constitutional amendments about election administration, and local races like school board, county board, and certain judge seats are up in this election. Early voting for the city of La Crosse is available at 5 locations through March 29th. We'll have the hours and addresses of the different early voting locations on our website and social platforms.
Americans are urged to evacuate from Haiti.
The move comes as gang violence is escalating in the nation's capital.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
College is more than the knowledge you gain. It's a place to cultivate your curiosity. It's where you explore the potential and what's next. It's where you find the tenacity to rise, rather than settle for good enough. It's a series of moments that add up to form your future self. It's where what you want is within reach, on your terms. It's where you find a career, not just a job. Western Technical College. Discover what you're made of.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $2,750 cash allowance, plus $2,250 trade assistance on Silverado, LTZ, and High Country models when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Or during Chevy truck season, get as low as 0.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups.
Whether it's a bathroom remodel or comprehensive plumbing services, we at Maxwell White strive to keep our neighbors safe and comfortable in their homes, offering honest, upfront pricing on every service, all backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call Maxwell White today.
There were new gang attacks in Haiti's capital today as the U.S. Embassy urges Americans to evacuate.
Some are already back on U.S. soil, but hundreds more remain in the country. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette has the details.
Americans ran to a helicopter in Port-au-Prince that whisked them to safety. This was the second evacuation organized by Florida Congressman Corey Mills, returning 13 U.S. citizens home.
We just want peace.
Several dozen more Americans were able to take a government-chartered flight from the northern city of Cap Haitian to Miami Sunday.
7 days I've been waiting over there. Desperate to be here.
It was the first flight out of Haiti in 2 weeks and not easy to reach, with gangs policing the roads from Port-au-Prince.
It's a mixed emotion. It's good to be back here. I'm safe. I'm with family, but I also need to think about the people back home.
The U.S. says it has received requests from 1,000 Americans to leave gang-ravaged Haiti.
We have no higher priority than the safety and security of American citizens, though we certainly recognize the security situation is untenable.
There was more bloodshed in Haiti's capital Monday, with gangs attacking 2 neighborhoods, killing at least a dozen people. Trucks filled with Haitians who fled into the Dominican Republic are returning them back to their home country, despite pleas from the United Nations to keep them safe. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
U.S. officials told Americans they should not try to travel north to fly out unless they felt they could get safely to the airport.
Well, how does a 4-day work week sound?
I know what my answer would be. A bill recently proposed in the U.S. Senate is aiming to make that a reality.
And yeah, spring is arriving tomorrow night at 10:06 p.m. But unfortunately, we're going to be more like winter-like weather on Wednesday, and that'll actually be Thursday night too with some snow. I'll track the snow and see how much we'll get. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Hey, lady, when is the baby coming?
Very, very soon.
Dad, what about yours?
You're gonna, yeah, okay, well.
Here's California banker Eric Hovde, running for U.S. Senate. But Hovde's lifestyle? Pure California. CEO of a billion-dollar bank. Here's Hovde's over $7 million Laguna Beach mansion. And 3 years in a row, Eric Hovde was named one of Orange County's most influential residents. Multimillionaire California banker Eric Hovde. On Wisconsin's side, don't bank on it. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hang on tight, Wisconsin, because fun just got a lot faster. It's Fast Play from the Wisconsin Lottery, an all-new style of lotto games that combine instant wins with the progressive jackpot. Playing is easy at any lottery retailer. Just print, play, and know if you're a winner instantly. The progressive jackpot starts at $10,000 and grows with each ticket sold. The share of the jackpot increases with the price of the ticket. Fast Play is available now, only at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
What I love about T-Mobile is that just about anywhere you go, you're going to have coverage.
Where I live is a rural area. The coverage has been awesome.
Reliable coverage is super important for me, for my business.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select VX and L-Series tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months. Contact your Kubota dealer for details.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships in Menominee, Baldwin, Osseo, and Arcadia.
PB&J?
PB before we go.
P before we go.
P before we go.
See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
There's a push to shorten the standard U.S. work week from 40 to 32 hours.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders was behind the legislation looking to cut work hours without cutting pay.
In many European countries, employees have shorter work weeks. France has a federally mandated 35-hour work week. Belgium has adopted a 4-day work week, and the UK recently tested the idea. 61 companies did a trial run of the 4-day work week between June and December of 2022. Nearly 90% of the businesses that participated in the pilot were still operating with the 4-day work week 1 year later. 31 of those companies have made the change permanent.
When workers have that 4-day week, 32 hours, no loss of pay, they come back into the workplace working much more effectively, efficiently, they're better rested, also more creative.
The program also found revenue remained the same during the trial and in some cases even ticked up slightly. Critics worry, though, it could hurt employers and employees in the future. Some unions support the bill, but it's unlikely to pass in the Senate, which is an absolute shame.
Yeah. I don't know if that would happen for our industry. News never sleeps.
It'd be an interesting one.
Right,
and of course, Greg Barnhart works 7 days a week.
All he does is want to talk about weather all the time.
And Greg, there's reason to be working 24 hours later this week, man.
Yeah, it's called March weather now, and it's going to get crazy, kind of like March madness. We typically do have some snowstorms in March. Sometimes we have some big blockbuster ones too, and we're going to see some snow this week, so kind of going back to that March swing. But really for tomorrow, it's going to be breezy but milder. We'll get it back up into the 50s. With the wind, it may not quite feel that bad, but that's probably going to be the warmest temperature we're going to feel for quite a while, because we're going to drop back in the 30s behind this front, so it's going to be definitely cold, more like today for Wednesday. And then we do have snow coming in late Thursday. Looks more like Thursday night into Friday with some accumulation with that. Overall tonight, really it's going to be the clouds will break up. We've had that right now, so you'll wake up with kind of partly cloudy skies. Temperatures still in the 30s to the upper 20s, so all in all, not a bad night. The winds will stay up there about 10 to 15 overnight from the southwest because of that front going to be approaching. And then during the day, we'll start seeing the winds turn around behind this front. We might even see a few flakes early in the morning with it, maybe east of Eau Claire. And then otherwise, we'll get up to the 40s. And then ahead of it, we'll still be up into the low 50s. Really, the cold air doesn't arrive till really Tuesday night into Wednesday. So high temperatures in the low 50s for most locations with that wind continuing now the northwest. Tomorrow evening, the wind will be the main story for tomorrow evening activities. Temperatures get back into the 40s, into the 30s. And as we go throughout the night, the temperatures will continue to fall. It'll be a colder night going into Wednesday morning. The wind is going to be the big story. We'll be 10 to 15 kind of overnight and through the morning out of southwest. And then by the time we get to about noon to early afternoon, it turns to the northwest around 20, maybe even higher, some higher gusts in the afternoon, potentially by 30. So that you'll definitely feel notice throughout the afternoon. And it'll continue through the evening. It'll decrease a little bit, but these winds will continue probably Tuesday night and at least for the first half of Wednesday out of the northwest, and that kind of that 10 to 15 or maybe even 15 to 20. That's going to result in some wind chill. You'll start feeling it Tuesday evening or Tuesday night going into the teens. And then as you wake up Wednesday morning, this single digits above or even below zero is what we're going to kind of keep an eye on. So it's definitely going to feel cold, winter-like as you wake up Wednesday morning. We'll start seeing some improvement through the day, but still wind chills in the afternoon, probably in the single digits to teens, maybe getting 20 with the temperatures in the mid-30s with that northwest wind. So it's definitely going to be cold Wednesday. And then following Wednesday, we're going to see this northwest track continues, and that's going to allow a system to kind of dive south across the plains and then spread snow into the area by the time we get to about Thursday night. I think the Thursday evening commute will be okay. It's after that we'll start seeing snow spread across the area. I think the snow rain line should stay just to our south. That could change, but for right now I think all the area will see snow. It'll go through Friday morning's commute and then wrap up probably around noon or thereafter. We'll see the snow kind of wrap up. So we are expecting accumulation. Right now, greater than 3 inches, still low, but this is in 24 hours. I think there will be an area up to the north stretching to the Twin Cities that could see a little bit more than that, 3 to 4. Once again, that's on grassy areas. We'll kind of nail down what the roads look like as we get closer to the event. By afternoon, we'll go 30s. We'll see temperatures then tomorrow getting up to the 50s. The winds will be the story, so it won't quite feel like the 50s with that northwest wind, especially in the afternoon and evenings. And then we'll see the temperatures begin to drop if we get to Thursday, and then the snow comes in Thursday night into Friday morning with some accumulation there, and then it gets a little bit more active as we go into the weekend. Really wet weekend it looks like right now, and that could be rain or snow too.
Yeah.
Well, hello spring.
Yeah.
Well, we're here. It's March weather, and we typically can get this. So
sure do. All right, thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, spring training action. Oh boy, as the Brewers prepare for next week's opening day. Oh, my heart just sank a little bit. And there's an Anthony Edwards dunk tonight you don't want to miss. I could recreate it right now, but Kate will just show you afterwards.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
We forge steel bars that hold up bridges, propel ships, and send rockets into space.
But for years, China's been lowballing their prices, so it's been tough to compete.
We can't let China steal Wisconsin jobs, so I wrote a law to require American infrastructure projects use American iron and steel.
Tammy Baldwin got President Trump to sign her Made in America bill.
And then she got President Biden to make it permanent.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Tammy Baldwin has our back.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Yeah.
Sick.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for 60 months, plus $1,000 cash back on Tundra Hybrid when you finance through Toyota Financial Services.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
I've been with U.S. Cellular for years now, and I think I'm their biggest fan. So they asked me to tell you about their special customer event, Us Days. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers, like up to $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone. So I said, if I'm going to be on TV, do you think I can get hair and makeup? And I even got a manicure, too.
Introducing Us Days at U.S. Cellular. Exclusive offers just for our customers. Get up to $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone.
If your tub or shower is less than you'd like it to be, then you owe it to yourself to visit the board store during the 2024 Early Bird Home Show. If you'd like a shower, rain shower, personal shower, shelves, safety grab bars, you can get a complete unit as low as $79.80. Call or visit the board store during the Early Bird Home Show for safety, convenience, and beauty in your new bathroom. Call or visit today.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Welcome to News 8 Now Sports. I'm Kate Overton. Rob back in tomorrow. Over the weekend,
Wisconsin fell short in the Big Ten Tournament Championship, but now the Badgers are going dancing. Wisconsin earned themselves a 5 seed in the South region of the NCAA tournament, where they'll face off with James Madison in the first round. The Badgers are entering the tournament playing some of the best basketball they've played all season in the Big Ten run, and even though they fell short to Illinois, Coach Gard likes what he saw over the weekend and thinks the team is ready to go.
One game at a time, you got to get 6, but I like what I saw. We're primed and ready to go now. And like I said, you want to be playing your best basketball in March, and we are. And looking forward to these guys getting more opportunities to go show how good they are.
And James Madison, one of the better 12 seeds you'll see in the tournament, so no easy task for Wisconsin. Game time set for 8:40 p.m. on Friday night right here on WKBT. If the Badgers get the win, they'll face the winner of Duke and Vermont on Sunday. Also in the South region, the Marquette Golden Eagles earned a 2 seed where they'll face Western Kentucky in Indianapolis for a 1 p.m. tip. The Golden Eagles looking for some redemption after they earned a 2 seed last season but fell in the second round. The Wisconsin Badger women's hockey team is back in the Frozen Four for a 15th time in program history after a big 4-0 win over St. Lawrence over the weekend. The Wisconsin women are 34-5 on the season and continue to be one of the most dominant teams on the ice under head coach Mark Johnson. Johnson will be going for his 8th tournament championship since taking over as the women's head coach. The Badgers will face off with Colgate on Friday at 6:30 p.m. If they win, they'll face the winner of Ohio State and Clarkson in the championship. Over in the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks scored 140 points in yesterday's win despite not having Giannis. They did have Chris Middleton, who played in his first game since February 6th, and Middleton looked like he didn't miss a beat, scoring 22 points, dishing out 9 assists in just 25 minutes. It's a different stage of his career, but the veteran presence and basketball IQ that Middleton brings is something that the Bucks missed.
You know, pay attention to a lot of what the coaches say, what they like, and what they want us to run. So, you know, I try to be a coach in the floor at times with, you know, pinning guys in certain spots and running certain things just to get a different flow or try to take control of the game.
Middleton and the rest of the Bucks will have a big test in front of them on Wednesday as they hit the road to take on the Boston Celtics. All right, how about some action tonight? Timberwolves playing, and this is the only play you need to see. Keep your eye on Anthony Edwards up the court, gets the pass, and oh my, Anthony Edwards with one of the craziest dunks you will ever see. Now, Edwards hurt his finger or his hand on the play, had to go to the locker room, but he will return and definitely stole the night with this one. Wolves win 114-104. Spring training, Brewers fans get used to this. Number 2 prospect in all of baseball, Jackson Chourio, laying down the bunt and beating it out. He's going to be a lot of fun. Later in this game, nobody on for Christian Yelich, and he's going to take this pitch high and deep to right field, and that's what we call a no-doubter. Solo shot for Yelich. Brewers take the lead. 5th inning, tied at 2, but Willy Adames is going to put a change to that. Sends one out to left. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is. A 2-run shot for Adames. Brewers get the win 4-2. Twins also in action this afternoon against the Red Sox, and if you're a Twins fan, this is what you want to see. Carlos Correa going deep for a solo home run. Hopefully he can keep that going into the regular season. Later in the 5th, now tied at 2, but Max Kepler gets one through the infield. 1 run going to come around to score. The throw home, not going to be in time. Twins take a 2-run lead. Very next batter, and Ryan Jeffers wants in on the fun. He sends one out to left center field. That clears the fence for a solo shot. Twins would go on to win 5-2. Opening day is next week. That's all for sports. We'll be right back.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses. See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present the Community Calendar.
It's the inaugural Ho-Chunk Nation Founders Day Powwow, Saturday, March 30th at the Lacrosse Center. Events include contest singing and dancing, moccasin tournament, lacrosse games, arts and crafts, and concessions. The La Crosse Area Builders Home Show takes place March 22nd to 24th at the Omni Center in Onalaska. Connect with over 100 home improvement professionals for kitchens, windows, roofs, and more.
For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
It's spring bonus season. Time to take control of your spring in a new Ford truck.
Get started with exclusive spring bonus offers at your local Northland Ford dealers. Then, own the season behind the wheel of your new Ford. Whether you're looking for power or capability, there's a Ford truck waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Get in the driver's seat today. Get an F-150 XLT with 1.9% financing for 72 months, plus up to $2,000 in total savings, and for a limited time, an extra $1,000 in spring bonus cash.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I had to start engineering my own arch support. So I got that, then I put this in there, this one. Finally, before I added another one of these in, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. And if I'd have just gone to Good Feet, I'd have been better off in the first place.
Good Feet Arch Supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
Your eyewear should be as individual as you. With Shopko Optical's extensive selection of frames and lenses, our optometrists will learn about you and help you customize the right choice for your lifestyle. Visit Shopko Optical and find your new signature style today.
One red-tailed hawk is changing how scientists view the breed.
They say love is the reason this particular hawk with a rare condition has managed to survive.
Meet Angel the red-tailed hawk. Angel is leucistic, which means the partial loss of pigmentation. While red-tailed hawks are common, this one is rare simply because it's still alive. Scientists say she has no ability to camouflage, which makes hunting harder for her, but she's been able to thrive thanks to love.
She's had to rely more on her mate too to really help with that, especially during the nesting season. Tom has become an excellent hunter. He catches significantly more than she does. We have a lot of blue jays that just harass the red tail, specifically Angel when she's in the nest. And last season, every 10 seconds, blue jay was hitting Angel's head all day. But when Tom gets in the nest, the blue jays just leave him alone.
Props to Tom.
Tom is such a good partner.
Yep. Love is blind.
Yes, I guess so.
Way to
All
go,
right,
Tom.
okay, good for you, Tom.
We're stricken with love. We'll be right back.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. Bygoff and Rohde. Serious injuries need serious lawyers.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
All the Taco Tuesday excitement at Taco John's can really start to mix things up. Just look at these delicious simmering Tuesdays. And on this taco, Tuesdays are only $1.19. See you on taco at Tuesday John's, Taco John's.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select Sierra 1500 models.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
The number of people getting ripped off by scammers is off the charts these days. So if someone calls you or approaches you on social media and starts asking you for money, there's a 100% chance you're being scammed. So if you get these calls, hang up. And if you're ever tempted to follow through, please call me. I'll walk you through the situation. We could potentially save you thousands of dollars.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
All right, tomorrow breezy, but still mild. Then definitely it's going to be cold as we come Wednesday, especially the wind chill. The snow comes in Thursday night. Accumulation definitely is likely going into Friday morning. And then it just gets active and really wet as we go through the last half of the weekend.
Really selling it well there. Thanks for joining us.
What a week. We'll see you tomorrow.